has been my pleasure many times over the years to introduce. And his
Kristi.
name is Billy Bell. And I have always teased the owner and rider, Kristi Wysocki, over this name because having moved to South Carolina, it sure sounded like Billy Bell, a certain horse. But then when you actually look at this horse's breeding, he is by Bellini out of Clara Bell. So the Bell has to be in the name. Kristi always said that it would be unlucky to change the name, and I totally agree. And it has certainly been her luck to have this horse. Born June the 6th, 1995, so he's a Gemini, can multitask like any good Gemini, and he has definitely been a wonderful Gemini partner for Kristi. We have I've been looking up the scores and moving all the way up the levels, and his pinnacle in the Intermedia 1, scoring in the 70s according to Centerline scores. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is a bittersweet introduction to the arena for the very last time. Billy Bell and his greatest admirer and best friend, Kristi Wysocki, would like to say a few words.
In the life of each of us, teachers play an important role. There are good teachers and bad teachers, both of which we learn from. The good teachers set the example for which we strive to emulate. The bad teachers teach us what not to do with our lives. From the best teachers, we learn that with dedication and kindness, we may pass on our knowledge and experience and become role models ourselves for future generations. I have had many great teachers throughout my life. My parents and grandparents, my first grade teacher, my 8th grade drama teacher, my high school physics teacher, and my college professors, some of which remain friends and mentors of mine almost 30 years later. But my best teachers have been my four-legged teachers. These teachers have taught me humility with pride, courage and respect, focus and determination, love and devotion. The dean of these professors has indeed been Billy Bell. The first time I met Billy was after a long, miserable drive through Sweden in pouring down rain to try some horse. After a couple of hours, I even suggested we turn around, but Jorgen promised me this horse was worth the drive. After 3 hours, we finally reached our destination. As the trainer unloaded this big, beautiful horse out of the trailer, it was love at first sight. His face alone was enough for anyone to be smitten. Then I rode him, and a new partnership began. I've never ridden a horse that tried as hard as this horse has tried for me every time I've been on his back. We've had many championship titles and even stood in the Del Mar CDI Awards ceremony with Günther Seidel on our right. Yes, we beat him. Yet my most treasured moments have been when the two of us have been working together at home, usually alone. The same year that Billy and I did so well at Del Mar, he contracted Lyme's disease. It took us several months to diagnose the problem, as this is not a common issue in Colorado. Once we were able to treat the disease, he quickly responded and I was able to start riding again. In 2009, we went to Albuquerque and won the Intermediate 1 Regional Championship. It was my first time ever breaking the 70% barrier at the FEI levels, and I couldn't have done it without him. When Billy started having trouble with his neck in 2010, despite the discomfort, he kept on trying just as hard as ever. But the Lyme's disease was back. The only way we knew anything was wrong was when he started to trip. Some of the best orthopedic and neurologic vets in the country tried to help him, but the arthritis was too severe to keep him comfortable for any significant time. In December of 2011, I finally rode him for the last time. This summer, Billy had a great time. For the first time in many years, he got to play, romp, and eat on 20 acres of pasture all day, every day. I miss riding him every day, but we still are together and have lots of time with each other in a new partnership of retirement. Billy, you are my horse. You are my teacher. You are my friend. And most of all, you are my champion.
And now, in accordance with tradition, Billy Bell's saddle will be removed and replaced with a cooler and a blanket of roses. Ooh, food. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to please join me in a toast of champagne for Billy Bell. There is not another one like him. He will now enjoy his life in retirement. So let's hear it for Billy Bell. And wish him a wonderful retirement on those 20 acres. And congratulate Kristi on finding such a wonderful partner. We're going to ask you to join Kristi and Steve under the new pavilion outside the show office for hors d'oeuvres and, of course, cake for the retirement of this 17-year-old Swedish warm-blood gelding, Billy Bell.